When first starting this channel, I did a video covering my wanting for a proper Robocop game. Something reminiscent of games like True Crime, but in the violent, brutal world of Robocop. An idea I was beginning to think I was alone on. For those who don't know, I am a huge Robocop fan. The original movie is one of my favorite of the 80s, and the world director Paul Van Hoven and writers Michael Miner and Edward Neumeier created is an unbelievably real one. I remember first seeing the movie as a child, and oh boy, did it make a mark on me.
Now I gotcha!
Similar to David Cronenberg's The Fly, there's something about the world that feels hyper-real, even though the subject matter is science fiction.
Am I dying?
As a matter of fact, if they ever make a Twisted Metal movie, these might be a good place to start. Feel-wise. Robocop is something that, if done right, I know could be a great game. And after finding out there was one in the works, I had to give it a whirl. Developed by Teon and released in 2023, Robocop Rogue City is a first-person action-adventure role-playing game. One where you play Robocop and kick absolute ass.
Wow, Murphy, you're something else.
It's newer than what we usually cover here, but I love Robocop. And I think I may love this game. Welcome everyone to Robocop 3. Literally what we should have gotten over that garbage. Rogue City. Beginning a new game, I decided to match things even more to the feel of the films by taking things to the extreme. And it seems like the game matched me, as we started our story the same way as the film, with a news broadcast. Only this time, it's taken over by a gang.
Disturbance?
Just the thing for our first assignment. With boots on the ground, our first glimpse of old Detroit was a depressing one, and one definitely similar to the film. I'm like 2 seconds in and already loving this. It looks great. Discussing the situation at the news headquarters with the squad.
What is the situation?
And Lewis.
There you are, partner.
The situation soon escalates when they begin killing hostages. Oh, and I can smell the similarities.
We need to wait for the reinforcements.
Reinforcements have arrived.
I knew you'd say something like that.
I was honestly in complete awe at the madness on display. Between the absolute power of my handgun and the theme playing to match it, this game wasted zero time getting me right into the headspace. Just a walking death machine. Oh, you dropped his hand grenade. Nice. Doing some investigative work with Lewis, we had to repower the elevators to get us access to the upper floors.
It's good to do some real street work from time to time.
A minor inconvenience that soon had us mowing through the offices in no time. Robocop with an AK? I love it! Breaching in to save the hostages. I went just a bit too slow and lost a guy at the last second. Oh, so close.
Thank God you've come. This lady really needs to see a doctor.
Yeah, tell it to her. Leaving Lewis with the hostages, the carnage continued as I made my way to free the rest. This was so cool. You eventually fall victim to a trap and damage something, causing everything to glitch out.
What do you think about the color of this dress? I'm not sure.
This unfortunately happens at a terrible time and almost causes a hostage to lose her life. Again. Thanks, Lewis.
You okay there, Murphy?
I see that they're playing into this part of the movie. Alright. Something is off with Robo. Let the game begin! Getting a standing ovation back at the station, which is remarkably recreated. We meet up with new characters and old.
Get back in line.
And discover the glitch with the hostage has made the news. And the new dick of OCP has had enough.
It's a pattern. A pattern that the old man wants examined and fixed.
Heading downstairs for our evaluation, the recreation of the police station had the memories flowing. It was honestly really weird. This Robocop game is like Robocopping me. Uncertain of our recent malfunction, we were implanted with an OCP chip to monitor our performance and given an evaluation score of completed objectives. C for cop. We also discussed being interviewed by Dr. Blanche, who wants to keep a record of our progress along with our evaluation.
Is that possibly something that could be of interest to you?
I am not sure.
A cool acknowledgement of Robo's mental side compared to something like the skills menu. This stuff is great and a good introduction to the mechanics of the game.
Excuse me, Dr. Blanche, but I am needed elsewhere.
In the briefing room, Sarge gives us the lowdown on crime in the city and a lead on how to unmask the person behind the hostage takeover.
Robo, I want you to start by checking the arcade downtown. It's become a high-activity area for punks.
Let's fucking do this!
Cruiser's ready for you, Robo. Go get him.
Thanks, dude. Now, free to stretch our robo legs and clean the streets our way, our first stop was the arcade, a prominent hotspot for the world's villainy. Or in our case, a stubborn old man who refuses to cooperate and hides behind a door. Now we need a search warrant. Aww. Finding one in the bathroom.
Who sold you drugs?
All of the arcade staff.
Oh, well that's convenient. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I'm gonna break your door down. The satisfaction. The trail of bodies that soon littered the floor was but a reflection of the manhandling that occurred here. Now what do we have here? It's pretty insane to think that you just like slaughter a room of people and then stop to like look for clues.
Good idea.
This kind of stuff is actually something you can do a lot of in different ways throughout the game. After all, you are a cop. Because after obtaining our lead and cleaning up the mess, our investigation took a turn towards petty crime as I scoured the streets being a fucking buzzkill.
The music is too loud.
A ticket for you and a ticket for you.
One that likes swimming in oil surely must be swimming in money.
No crime too big or small for Robocop. I'm like a robo meter maid. Helping some fellow officers solve a murder.
Can you tell me what happened here?
Led me all around town, interrogating suspects, reviewing tapes.
That bitch sent you after me, didn't she?
Even taking us back to a familiar, fixed gas station. That's been properly rebranded, I see. This open Deus Ex-style gameplay was suiting things nicely and had me addictively crossing off each crime I stumbled upon. Our main investigation got more complicated as well, as we met with Pickles, a police informant who supposedly can help us locate Soot, the culprit of that Channel 9 attack.
Disturbance?
Yeah. He had me do like a bunch of rigmarole and fucking led me and Lewis to the slaughterhouse to interrupt a concert.
I can't hear any music. Was this supposed to be a private show?
This is awesome, but you're doing that wrong. Now I can't unsee it.
Just look at this.
It's funny because Sid pretty much confesses to this when I'm hauling his ass out.
If it wasn't for you, they would have never have guessed it was all on playback.
Might have gotten away with it, too.
Hey, I brought that around. Unfortunately, the real culprit behind all of this has captured Lewis,
I'm all right, Murphy.
creating a sort of hostage trade. Or so it initially seemed. Glitching out like before, our new suspect finally introduces himself.
My name is Wendell Antonowski. I believe you've met my brother before.
Really?
My brother really did a number on you, didn't he?
Bro, I fucked your brother up! Actually, wait. He did it to himself. Twice. I know in today's world of continuous connected universes, this may seem overplayed, but I actually didn't mind this here. I gotta be honest though, I'd believe it more if he was the brother of Hans Gruber.
When Alexander saw the breadth of his domain, he wept, for there were no more worlds to conquer.
Anyway, Hans' goober brother continues to mock me as I glitch out, eventually shooting Lewis, and for a brief period putting this game on watch.
You killed my best friend, you bastard!
You better not kill Lewis. This was devastating! Until we awoke back at the station.
Lewis!
Wendell Antonowski ran away and Lewis is in the hospital.
Oh good. I always liked Lewis.
Glad to know you, Murphy.
She brought a lot of heart to the films, and in my opinion, is just as pivotal to the story as Murphy.
How can I help you, Officer Lewis?
She's the only one that still saw any humanity in him.
Murphy, it's you.
So I was glad to see her pull through here. So far so good, game. Under the circumstances of our continued glitching, OCP wants to begin our interviews with Dr. Blanche as a part of our evaluations going forward.
Especially since the problem of you malfunctioning has obviously persisted.
The timing of which was not lost on the doctor.
He's in no shape to be examined.
I'm afraid that I must insist.
Similar to Lewis, in this game, Dr. Blanche is one of the few characters that remind the viewer of Robo's humanity.
If this is supposed to resemble a therapy session in any way, I need everyone that isn't my client to leave. That is not negotiable.
And it's cool to see how they incorporated this into the game with these interviews.
Naturally, I've heard people refer to you by different names, but I'm curious to hear which one you prefer.
My name is Alex Murphy.
Then I'll call you Alex Murphy.
Upgrading more of our skills, like armor and engineering, for an increase to your modifier chip bonus. Apparently you can, like, add chips to your pistol to increase its status. I messed with this for a bit through my playthrough, but I think it needs a little work. Like, I don't really get what the fuck I'm looking at. On a side note, I went around the station getting signatures for a get well card for Lewis.
Yeah, sure thing.
But in a city as horrible as this, I question why the 2 tons of death machine needs to be the one doing it.
Could you ask him? I think I need a break.
Like I'm like 10 of you fuckers.
I have a card to sign. It is for Lewis.
Anyway, get better.
They'll fix you.
Deciding not to waste any more time, I headed out on the beat once more to stop criminality in all its forms and find Wendell. Yet, before I could do that, Max Dick gives us an overseer. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Turns out nothing, as we ignored that tool and just followed the trail to Wendell.
Wrong.
In Street Vulture territory. Raiding their base by the steel mill escalated things to say the least. Between all the shooting and throwing people around, a good 50 game members checked out from this mortal playthrough. I really love this gameplay, like especially throwing people. If that wasn't already obvious. Hell, I just like throwing things. Throw a guy straight into the air? Why not? This is fun, and in my opinion, almost worth the price of admission alone. The creative killfest that this became kept me glued to the screen. And soon enough, for a different reason. As we stumbled into a scene of our own untimely demise. This game is laying it on thick. I remember the steel mill kind of freaking me out as a kid. And I gotta say, roaming through it here does give off a certain foreboding vibe. Like even outside. It feels like there's this history all around, and it's captured really well. This was super cool to walk through. Discovering multiple corpses once reported stolen from the city morgue and hospital, including a police officer reported missing, we call it in and head back to regroup with the squad.
More bodies? That's insane. I'm getting you back up, even if it gets me in trouble.
Back through the quarry. Fool! Oh shit, sniper. Rendezvousing with the team, they brought along the tried and tested Ed 209 to join the party. Something I'm sure we won't regret. I'm on your side, asshole. God, you're such a dick. After mowing through a legion of men and finally apprehending the leader of the Street Vultures.
It can't end like this.
It seems the trusty Ed 209 has taken it all personally and goes on a rampage. Yeah, I hesitate and almost get someone killed, but Ed 209 straight up murders 2 people, and at this point, no one's sending him to the scrapyard.
Especially since the problem of you malfunctioning is obviously persistent.
Whatever. This was utter bullshit. I know I'm on extreme, but I kind of felt like I was doing something wrong here. Because this took forever. Just hiding behind crates and shit. I managed, but it wasn't super graceful. Also, the leader escaped.
Where did Spike go?
Wherever he went, justice will find him.
So, big wins for the investigation. On a positive note, the autopsies revealed that the bodies found in the quarry were brought there by the Vultures, and later had their brains extracted by Wendell.
I've got to say they were very thorough.
Giving us probable cause to finally make an arrest at the OCP Bank. I went in with a SWAT team, and the game, pits us against each other for kills. An interesting little bit of sportsmanship for extra XP, but it's a bit bullshitty when they add 3 209s. How is this even fair? Stop stealing all my kills. Needless to say, they won. But we won the day. Finding the manager and Max dickhead at the safe, I had to defuse a bomb before continuing on the leader's trail.
You have to defuse it. The explosion could cause the company enormous losses.
Come to find out, the leader, Spike, is no longer working for Wendell.
We no longer deal with that arrogant prick.
And did the bank job out of revenge.
So now we're out to get what we're owed.
A situation that makes him no less guilty, but nonetheless thickening the plot. Still gotta handle Spike.
Can't end like this.
After our evaluation, of course.
Your sense of duty is what drives you. That's clear.
Yeah. Things really began to escalate around this point in the game. Between political conversations with the mayor for support.
What are we going to do about it together?
And meeting with the old man.
I'm in a rather unfortunate state.
The sense of branching loyalties began to creep in, and had me questioning who I'd support if I was in Murphy's position.
That OCP has given this city its most precious treasure. You. I want to work with you and OCP to improve this city.
I'm not pro-OCP by any means, but I've always liked the old man. Even if he's pretty cold, if you're paying attention.
I'm very disappointed.
This kind of stuff is a welcome addition, in my opinion, and helps add a feeling of immersion, and that your choices have actual impact.
Who gives a shit?
Even the non-violent ones.
I will not let OCP take over this city.
Strolling through my usual beat, delivering justice in all its forms, our search for Spike continued, eventually leading to a tattoo parlor, where this dude seems to bet against Robocop.
I'm not telling you nothing, cop.
Spike and what is left of the Street Vultures are going down. It is your choice if you want to join them.
Ah, fuck.
This made all the better when we later catch up with Spike, and he's clearly had better days. As a matter of fact, this whole room has. With Spike in custody, our gaze returns to Wendell. Apparently now working with another gang, the Torchheads.
Get working in no time, Mr. Wendell.
He wanted to broadcast Spike's execution to someone at an abandoned strip mall, the next location in our investigation. While exploring the labyrinth that is this mall, things began to glitch again, spiraling us into our memories. This
Over here, Murphy.
was so trippy and sad. I feel like a broken record here, but I can't get enough of this stuff. It's great. It's just awesome being able to take it all in at your own pace.
Dad, can you fix the camera?
They really kept the struggle of Murphy's humanity in here and express it in some cool ways. A nice breakup from the mayhem.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Just like the film. Waking to find Wendell trying to call for extraction.
The cops will be here any...
Wendell Antonowski,
We managed to overpower the glitches and finally get a hold of him.
You have the right to an attorney.
Hey!
While trying to talk his way out of this, he drops a bombshell.
We have the same boss!
An obvious bombshell.
He's number 2 guy at OCP!
Hands behind your back!
A beautiful close to one part of the case. Now let's visit Lewis. Of course. Happy to see our partner awake and her usual self.
How have you been lately? Did you get any more of those visions?
She explains that the old man had suffered a heart attack and is staying at this hospital.
I don't know if you heard, but the old man ended up in this hospital after his heart attack.
Another lead, you say? Talking with the old man, I said probably the worst thing you could say to someone who's dying.
How was it?
The pain is crushing, but every officer is aware of the risk.
That is not what I wanted to hear.
And then asked for his help to locate the employee behind the... It's Max.
That weasel.
Like the first meeting I had with him, and I was talking shit in the bathroom.
His face, he's lost his teeth. The guy's a pussy.
This is soon basically confirmed by the old man.
Be wary of him.
The game does this weird thing here where it like sends you off to the steel mill where Max tries to fight you with his own drones.
Meet the future of law enforcement.
Are you kidding me?
It obviously doesn't work, but it's played off as a presentation of the drone's capabilities to the possible future mayor.
It was an excellent presentation.
That, in and of itself, is fine, but then we just leave. Like, why did we do that?
Becker!
Oh, just stop right there.
Just checking in. I don't know. Minor gripe.
We are looking for a mole in OCP that's been protecting Antonowski. As hard as it is to believe, Becker is not that guy.
Oh my god, the chief believes it.
What are you suggesting?
I pay Wendell a visit in jail.
Yes, it's using that noggin.
You can try to squeeze a confession out of him.
That's the plan.
If I get my hands on him, I will squeeze more than just a confession.
Oh my. Arriving at the jail and sitting down with Wendell. He continues his usual sales pitch, still trying to convince me of his BS.
Without a family, without the chance to play baseball with your son whenever you feel like it.
And just then, almost like it was planned or something, a siren breaks out, cutting our convo short and leaving us with something called
Afterlife. Tread carefully.
We have to take the prisoner back to his cell. Looks like a full-blown riot is going down.
Full-blown, you say? Tasked with cleaning up the mess and rescuing the warden. It's wreck time. Pointing us in the direction of Wendell's cell.
His cell is in Block B. And Robocop, give him my regards.
I will give him much more than that.
Off we went. Dun 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 dun. And as if this riot would happen and he'd just stay in his cell, he wasn't there.
Wendell's cell is empty.
And we were off to the prison depository. By this point in the game, we had advanced quite a bit with our skills and unlocked some cool upgrades to help in combat. Like Dash, which can be really handy when you get the hang of it. Same goes for the ability to slow down time. It took me a minute, but when those two are combined with punch and grab moves, it immediately turns things into like an immortal style of fighting. It's fucking amazing. I was actually a little surprised how difficult this game had gotten by this point, too. Because it was really feeling like my skills were beginning to matter more and more, and leveling up became a priority. Finally catching up with Wendell and his convenient chopper getaway, the glitching out happened again, preventing any action on our part and allowing him to escape once more. But not before threatening to kill Lewis.
I sent some guns to the hospital to rectify my mistake and finish the job with your friend Lewis.
That's like literally all I have left, bro.
You better hurry.
Racing over to the hospital, I was relieved to see she had fought off her attackers.
I'm all right, Murphy.
More than all right. Back at the station, the other officers were happy with her return.
We've missed you, officer.
but upset with OCP's connection with Wendell.
OCP doesn't have our back. We know that Wendell's working for him.
And once again,
You know what we should do?
threatened to...
Don't even say it!
We should go on strike.
Yeah!
This game, like, lives in a Robocop bubble.
And police officers don't strike.
We will discuss this further, but first, Murphy, it's time for your evaluation.
Discovering Dr. Blanche isn't in for our evaluation.
She called. Said that she wouldn't be able to make it today. Actually, she wanted you to call her.
It appears her computer was hacked, and she's worried about her safety remaining at the station.
They may come after me once they realize that most of my records are on paper. OCP has been adamant about me keeping all the records on my computer, but I don't trust technology, and I don't trust OCP.
Combine this with other evidence found at the prison, it's obvious OCP is up to its old tricks again.
The new OCP project.
But who's to blame?
Since I'm already here, entertain me.
Who? Out on our normal beat, it was cool to see the city preparing for the upcoming mayoral election, as I made my way to talk with Dr. Blanche. Reiterating her concerns about OCP's actions, Dr. Blanche highlights her research on us was of the greatest value to them.
Does anyone else know about your research?
OCP requested confidentiality, so they're the only ones who know about it.
Luckily, an engineer equipped her computer with a tracker, letting us continue our investigation. Once we dispatched these assassins sent to kill her.
Hello, Dr. Blanche.
Well, hello.
I signed with this.
Were they here to kill me?
We need to move.
Discussing what went down with Lewis.
So what now, Murphy?
I will follow the signal to track the doctor's computer.
She takes Dr. Blanche to a safe house as our investigation into the tracker leads us underground, into the sewers.
Lewis, tracker coordinates lead me to the sewers. I am entering now.
Locating it and discovering that Wendell is on OCP's payroll and was hired by the old man.
That son of a bitch. I knew he was behind all this.
Gave us just what we needed to execute a warrant on the OCP's headquarters. Dick fell from here, huh? Hell of a way down. Attempting to interrupt a meeting in the iconic conference room. My moment of glory was robbed from me, as all I was left with was a commercial for the so-called Afterlife Project. OCP's apparent solution to death.
As a frontrunner in human-machine hybrids, OCP is focused on proving that death is no longer the end.
And in my opinion, another thing this game does better than the previous Robocop IPs.
Hi, I'm Eve, and I've died, but that's not stopping me.
Giving OCP another greedy route instead of some military song and dance. Omni-consumer products, you know, like... These assholes can make anything. Anyway, using video of our evaluations with Dr. Blanche and political support with the upcoming mayor race.
Under my legislation, Robocop and all future cyborgs will be granted human rights. They'll be able to live, vote, and run their businesses just like the rest of us.
This ad is as deceitful and messed up as anything else OCP has thrown together.
OCP was able to give me another chance, and now I'm back to enjoying my life. Or should I say, afterlife.
Even lying and pretending to have a successful prototype instead of a paid actress.
You've seen the ad, huh? Sorry, I'm not a robot. Just a commercial actress.
The old man would really have some answering to do if he was still alive.
As the former CEO of Omni Consumer Products passed away earlier this morning.
So, with him gone and his replacement Becker, now CEO,
So there's nothing for you to worry about anymore.
our sure thing of a warrant gets derailed as Becker cuts funding to the police in order to institute his drone program.
But where will he go to do that?
The Detroit Arms Expo.
This was like, really? Just when I thought everything was coming together.
Robots.
Yet, my slight annoyance with this development soon had us taking the stage with an old friend, giving us a literal platform to redirect the narrative.
The police did not strike. We were fired.
Also, his drones fail miserably. So, big shocker there.
Huh?
Now, escorting this douche to safety.
What is your plan?
I give the orders and you follow them.
I was able to use all the guns on display to assist in battle, which was pretty fun. Clearing hall after hall. Another showdown with Ed 209 was in order. And I promise, his unlimited missiles isn't annoying at all. I mean, you could like slow down time and dash out of the way pretty easy, but it's still a force to be reckoned with, and I'd like scavenge around for things to assist in battle. Because even after all the upgrades, he's still a tank. I noticed he would like bend down at certain points, and I don't know if you could like jump on him there or like do something, but I always seem to miss those opportunities. So I don't really know if that's a thing or not. Probably made it hard on myself. Wouldn't be the first time. Whatever. Die your way. Locating the EMP that was supposed to stop all of this has been destroyed.
Oh no.
Wendell reappears.
Keeping you alive this long was a mistake. Let me erase that mistake.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Hello, buddy boy.
Reinitiating another chase. Only this time, we get strung up. We're finally given most of the remaining pieces of our investigative puzzle. We discover that the monitoring chip installed by Becker is triggered by Wendell's lighter to degrade Robocop's mind.
The old man wanted me to use it sparingly, as long exposure would melt your brain.
A fact that is so much more noticeable on second viewing. Anyway, Wendell hijacked Becker's drones in retaliation for terminating Project Afterlife.
So say bye-bye to Afterlife.
The old man's resurrection program inspired by Robocop. Creating this triangle of corruption that I'd be lying if I said didn't have me falsely convinced of my suspicions a few times.
We have found the witch! May we burn her!
Back at the station, we did what we should have done forever ago and removed the OCP chip that's been causing us so many problems.
The chip. Remove it.
The evaluation chip?
And then found out from the TV that Wendell has basically started a riot.
I'm sorry to inform you that help is not coming. You've been abandoned by the police, by your politicians, and by OCP.
So, it's hopefully finally time to put his ass in the grass. Patrolling the now even more wrecked streets,
My God, look at this place.
I relocated a man into a tree at the now destroyed mayoral event. It actually just kept throwing everything. I found one of those dope snipers from the film and delivered like the most satisfying blow to the Ed 209 yet.
One load off our shoulders.
I also OP'd a droid. She was going off. All out lawlessness in the streets. And it was really fun. We basically had to get Detroit back under control. Or reasonably. And it made for one hell of an ending build-up.
Murphy, all hell broke loose. People are calling about crimes happening all over the city.
It reminded me of like Prototype, where the city eventually turns to even more shit. But no fear! Robocop is here. The arcade is full of assholes, you say. After killing what must have been the entire population of Detroit, an eerie calm blanketed the city. Let justice reign. What? Anyway, after cleaning up the criminal mess, we were hot on Wendell's trail once again. For the final time. Meeting back up with the squad to make our final assault on OCP.
Everyone, get ready. We must defend our city.
Except they're gonna stay back and protect the city.
And you, Murphy, Go get that scumbag.
Whatever. Makes sense, I guess. We got this. Following Wendell's signal, we stumble upon their HQ for Project Afterlife.
Did you find something?
The lab. It appears it was set up for the Afterlife project.
So this is where everything went down? Gives me the creeps. But what about Wendell?
The place looks abandoned.
Be careful. Could be a trap.
Oh, it definitely is. Oh, what's over here? Wendell. Attempting the lighter
Goodbye,
trick again,
Robocop.
but failing now that we've removed the chip. It was time to put our skills to the test and take this mofo down.
We'll just have to do this the old-fashioned way. Gentlemen, I'll leave you to your work.
Clearing the first level of goons, I was on to the next, where I had to duck and cover from some explosive sniper rifles. Eventually flanking them and turning them around on the enemy. This. Badass. Just absolute instantaneous carnage. I'm telling you guys, it's times like this where the combo of action on screen and the soundtrack really blend together beautifully. I'm so nostalgically aroused right now. Making it out of the yard and into the building, the soldiers were soon replaced by drones. Bitch.
This is unreal. He's like the little Asian that could.
It was really becoming clear that they were trying everything to stop our advance. But at this point, with all that we had been through, and the accumulation of our upgrades, we had become one hell of a force to be reckoned with. I mean, these guys were trying. What? Did I mention I like this game? Discovering a lift and leading us up to Wendell's hiding spot, it appears that the money transfer didn't go through.
Turns out you don't pay us at all.
Resulting in the desertion of his paid guard.
Have your machines fight your battles for you.
This slippery asshole tries to sick his drones on us again, but we blow his hand off.
Prepare to meet your demise.
Which is pretty cool. Another reference. But he gets away. Fuck! This guy is not making me want to kill him any less, that's for sure.
Useless fucking machines.
After playing a bit of Marco Polo, as if this guy can throw his voice.
They wanted you emotional.
Where are you? He confesses he's not related to acid bath numbnuts, like we thought.
OCP gave me that identity.
And therefore leaving my theory wide open.
Then why don't you die like one?
Now I'm convinced. Case closed. But is it? Reuniting with the squad back at the station and discussing things with Lewis, it appears one last loose end needs to be tied up.
Reported as an unidentified creature.
And it's causing destruction at the OCP headquarters.
What the hell? It's like a hurricane came through.
Finding the place in shambles and heading up to the very familiar executive level. I was beginning to think this game was gonna do something. And it did. And I was grinning from ear to ear.
Robocop! Since I'm firing the entire police force and replacing them all with my robots.
Okay, kill him!
It's like this game has given me both Robocops in one thing. And it's... So, apparently the old man admired us so much, he put himself into Robocop 2.
That you! I didn't know!
Oh, and Dick 2.0 got his shit snapped. I believe this was also a combo callback death, if I do say so myself. Anyway, it's Robo versus bigger, scarier Robo.
Scrapyard or prison, creep.
And I'm already through the floor. Guys, this was absolute madness. Not only did he go through more floors, but this dude would, like, go through everything.
Are you sure you're all right?
No.
This was without a doubt heart-pumping. Let's just say, with the damage ratio, I was really glad I settled with extreme for my first time around. Don't think I'd be doing all this. Using the elevator shaft as a bit of cover was ironic. I was luckily able to whittle his health down enough to, you know. Which took this into by far the freakiest stage yet. I don't know if this thing ever freaked you guys out when you were a kid, but this thing, doing that, it's creepy, and it really doesn't help when you're the one it's coming after. Shit is intense. God damn it, old man. No joke, this took forever, but I was able to hold it together before he was crushed by falling debris. No. This is not the end of our Robocop story. And we gotta do it with a message.
There is one more person here that needs saving.
What? Murphy?
We are not done yet.
And when you look at that, worked out pretty nicely. Oh, except for that. Or did it?
Thank you.
Because now, with everything that is OCP destroyed,
Oh my god! Murphy! No! No!
a figure still rises from the ashes.
Talk to me!
It is me, Lawless. It has always been me.
Well, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed my look into Robocop Rogue City. The Robocop 3 we should have gotten. I knew an hour into my playthrough of this game that I was going to make a video on this. Between the ridiculous action and my love for the Robocop IP, this game hit home in a way that few games do, especially nowadays. Teon did an amazing job bringing the Robocop universe to life. And though it may not be perfect, there was a lot more to this game that I wasn't able to show here. The relationships between different characters, political effects of your actions on those characters.
I wanted to say how proud I am that despite having all those people look at you under a microscope, you remain so composed.
As well as the public at large. There was a lot here that I originally didn't anticipate. That's for sure.
So what did we learn from it?
It was really amazing that they were able to create a new story, all while paying homage to the first two movies. Rogue City did such a great job at this, I found myself imagining other alterations of the same design. Like, no joke, someone make a Crow version of this game. Same style and mission design, just set in the Detroit of that universe. Hunting down gang members responsible for your murder.
You're all going to die.
It would be so dope.
Skank dead.
Hell, you could even do it with something like Blade. Hunt down vampires and shit. Ugh. I feel like this is a slam dunk just waiting to happen. And I can't be the only one. I want to thank you all for your continued love and support. And a very special thank you to our patrons. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for what's next. And as always, thanks for watching.